And so I'd like to, start and acknowledge that a lot of us come from a place where we're dealing with a lot of heavy emotions that hold us back, whether that's fear and anxiety, whether that's climate grief, whether that's anger, or a sense of despair and depression. These things can leave us feeling hopeless. They can leave us feeling powerless, overwhelmed, directionless, because we have to deal with the size and complexity of this enormous problem. And because we don't have enough information, because we feel excluded from the solutions, because we don't have enough resources, or because we're impacted by the infrastructure that we're trying to change, oftentimes leading us to feel a sense of insufficiency in what we're capable of doing, and generating a sort of self-defeating outlook of what we could accomplish. But what I want to say is that all of those negative feelings, I felt them all, I've dealt with all of them, is that they're also a gift. They are the raw material for meaning making. Here are some quotes I draw inspiration from. Is the very act of mourning is the display, the manifestation of a commitment that I will make meaning here, that I will try to understand what this meaning is rather than just give it up or give up. As long as I fight, I am moved by hope. And if I fight with hope, then I can wait. And resistance is the secret of joy. So returning to all of these heavy feelings, is we have an opportunity to find catharsis, I think, through action from everything I've learned. So we can start to transform fear and anxiety into purpose. We can transform grief into mastery. We can transform anger into connection, despair and depression into agency or a sense of autonomy, so that we can be hopeful, powerful, joyful, insightful, feeling interconnected with one another as part of a collective. We can be informed, we can be included and inclusive. We are capable, impactful, self-sufficient, and we can also be an inspiration to others. That's what I think the Green Neighbor Challenge is about. So I hope that all resonates with you. Our theory of change is really meeting people where they're at and moving them along this continuum of change, starting this journey from harm reduction, which is where we clean up the pollution associated with our energy use, into forms of distributed energy, where we're producing our own energy, or we're investing in energy efficiency technologies to reduce our demand, and getting eventually to the place where we're knowledgeable enough that we can start to shape our energy systems locally and say, this is what we envision for our community. This is what our community wants. This is what we deserve. This is what we need. And so there's a huge, at the social level, going from the personal to the social, there's a huge opportunity in the energy transition. This isn't just about climate. This is about cleaner air. It's about having cleaner, more plentiful, fresh water. It's about having better mental and physical health. It's about having more comfortable homes to live in. It's having lower energy bills, energy burdens, and fuel costs. It's safer and more secure jobs for people who work in the energy economy. It's more profitable and productive farms, actually. It's involves, greater local tax revenues and tax assets. As we distribute this technology of generation, more communities get to be a part of that and benefit from it. It's about regenerating our ecosystems and our habitats, because we can start to conserve actually a lot more land than we currently are. And it's reducing global instability, which I don't like to worry about global issues. And I assume a lot of people in Southeast Wisconsin, I know the type. I don't like to think about the global issues. Part of it is avoiding that before we have to deal with it. And so, the challenge, that's the opportunity. The national challenge we have is really how do we engage in a national electrification mobilization? There are 122 million US homes that need to be retrofitted and electrified over the next 20 years. This is unprecedented in my lifetime. Most of your lifetimes is and what we have in front of us is the Inflation Reduction Act, which provides up to $3,200 a year in tax credits direct to residents, and will be providing up to $14,000 in upfront rebates for home energy upgrades to low and moderate income homes over the next 10 years. From a recent podcast I listened to, this is one of the most helpful framings I've heard, is the thing that worries me most is that people are not adopting a World War II footing. I think people are saying, thank goodness we passed this policy. Now things are going to be better. But I need everybody to grow a war garden. That's what I need. I need you to get on the calculator and figure out how to electrify your home. I need you to figure out what electric vehicle works for you and your family. I need you to figure out how to go to your city council and your school board meeting and say, what the hell? Why do you not have electric school buses? And why did you not apply for electric school buses at the EPA? We don't need 20% of the entire American population in the streets like we had for the first Earth Day, but we do need like a couple million. We have got to achieve the best outcomes with this money. So I think this is the challenge before us, is how do we mobilize as if, it's a wartime mobilization, but we're not at war with an enemy. We are at war with our energy economy.